Hello and welcome to Game 5 of Day 12 of StarLadder Star Series Season 8. We are here with stand-in Thursday, and today we have 5 players standing in over the board here for these two teams. Of course, before I'm going to say who those people are, I will introduce to you my team for tonight. It is Nahaz on the stats. I will try to do that like a band, but it didn't really work out. On the stats board, No, it's Nahaz doing the stats for you. And of course my co-caster is with me as well. G-Advance, welcome back.
Thanks for having me on. Apparently I'm on base or something.
Yeah, I just didn't know how to really put that. Your voice would suit for
yeah,
base,
it started like it was working good and
yeah.
Then it kind of fell apart. It's fine though. I want to see if Sigma are going to ban Storm Spirit, because that's aSpera's thing.
Yes, very much so. And I mean, with all these stand-ins, they kind of need some of those kind of signature heroes. I mean, Lucky, Topar and Tomasz have been standing in for aSpera over the last couple of games that we've seen of them. Sigma, however, I mean, they have played with 2 stand-ins in the previous game as well. They have actually replaced one because they had Exist in their previous game. And now they have replaced Exist with the stand-in that we've seen the entire night, apart from one game. It is Pycat. He played for Alliance twice in a row, he played for SSD in the previous game against Sigma, and now he will play with Sigma here in game number 5. So yeah, we'll see if that's more to Sigma's liking, if they can actually do it. And of course Smogulik, the Swedish player, will be there as well. The Swedish player that we have seen standing in just now. And he had some really great plays with the Bane. Doesn't look like he'll get to play it this time though, because aSpera snatched that up.
Yeah, and surprisingly enough, aSpera actually pick up the Outworld Devourer, which, given, for me, I mean, I've only ever seen Sharfik do well on a very, very limited pool of heroes. Those heroes that he does very well with, though, he's extremely capable with them, and that's one issue that aSpera have had. They've had some moments of absolute glory, dominating some teams, and then the rest of the time, they have been very unreliable, we'll say. They've lost a lot.
They have lost a lot. We're gonna see their scores in just a moment. Just have to fix something first, because apparently I am really bad at actually doing the right useful things during breaks. I did the useful things during the break though, but you know, apparently not the right ones. So just have to quickly do the update on the scoreboard, which we can now see. Let's take a look. So far, of course, we have had not that many games. I mean, every team will have to play 17 games in total. So far, aSpera, there we go. aSpera has played 10 games out of the 17 games. So they're doing, in terms of progression amount of games, really well. But in terms of score, not that well. 4 wins, 6 losses. Not really something that you should be too happy with if you want to make it to the playoffs. Probably not going to happen anymore, but they still have the chance at least to make a name for themselves, to make sure that they're at least on the right side of the board rather than on the left side. For Sigma, by the way, they have just, of course, lost their first game. They've only played 4 games, so there's a lot still to say about what they are going to do. And they kind of, I mean, they want to prove that they are constantly at the top of everybody's lists. And for that to happen, they can't afford to lose that many more games. I mean, they still have to face the more difficult teams as Alliance, Na'Vi, Fnatic. Those 3 are the 3 that they really have to prove themselves against.
Yeah, definitely. And another sort of very standardish draft from Sigma. They picked up Mirana again, obviously, and they picked up a hero that you wanted to see before. They've got together Lich and Pugna, so pretty good push overall. Very stable lanes for the moment. Not really revealing very much, because all of these heroes are very, very adaptable, which is a nice move from them. Whereas aSpera, they picked up Bane, CM. These are very obviously going to be the support combination, and OD is very obviously going to be in the middle lane. He can go in other lanes, but it's pretty rare.
I hope for aSpera's sake that they will put him on the safe lane or something, because Sharfik, the heroes that we've seen him play, we've seen him play next to Storm Spirit, we've seen him play Tinker, Timbersaw, a lot of movement heroes, and OD just doesn't really fit his playstyle, so I'm secretly hoping that it will not be OD mid, but as you said, it is the most logical option. On the other side, Sigma actually with that Pugna, Pugna versus OD is not a good matchup for that Pugna whatsoever, so I'm kind of curious to see who Sigma is going to place mid, and if it is indeed going to be that Pugna, or if they're going to rotate something around. I mean, we've seen them Mirana in different kind of scenarios. We've seen him in the off lane with Miguel, we've seen him on the safe lane. We could see him on the support role, but I'm not really expecting that to happen. What I'm maybe expecting to see happen is Clockwork mid up against the OD.
Yeah, Clockwork's a relatively strong, capable hero versus that. It's also possible that they could just run a dual lane with the Lich there. That has issues still, because you can still kind of fall behind in XP and such. And aSpera pick up the Weaver now. Pretty capable hero overall. Doesn't really enjoy his time versus Pugna, but very, very useful versus the Mirana. As of course, it's exceedingly hard to hit an arrow on a such a maneuverable target like the Weaver.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that is indeed. And they don't really have a good setup just yet. I mean, their only disable is that arrow, so good luck with that. Their last hero has to be kind of something with a disable, I feel. But it's also something that kind of... Maybe still Kunkka could fit in. Then they would have a Mirana indeed as support, but I'm just not really all that convinced. So far I like aSpera's draft a bit more, though I don't like the Weaver. But that's more, that has to do with the hero rather than with the role that he's going to play. He's going to be fairly... it's a fairly dull lineup for aSpera. aSpera normally a team that goes for plays, goes for action, goes for kills. That's not what their lineup's this time.
Yeah, this is a very, very conservative lineup, really. Outworld Devourer, probably the safest solo mid hero you can really pick up, as far as, like, it's pretty much impossible to lose most 1v1 matchups if you're playing an Outworld Devourer. There's a couple of counter picks, like Razor. Kunkka is another one that you mentioned that can do pretty well versus that. And Windrunner actually going to be the pickup for Sigma, so really perplexing lanes here for them. They're probably going to go dual lanes again, though.
Yeah, and Windranger, we've seen her also on different roles. The thing I'm mostly interested about for Sigma, I mean, we've seen Smugulik and Pyket now. Pyket in a couple of games already, Smugulik in a previous game. They both have made some great plays, and I really hope that they are going to get heroes that they can do that on as well. And they can create action and movement and have that kind of action that would indeed put Sigma ahead. If they can catch aSpera off guard, if they can disrupt aSpera's conservative play, if you mention it, then they're gonna have a very good chance of making sure that that Weaver and OD are never gonna really get off the ground.
Yeah, for me it's gonna be all about how much farm this Weaver can get. The OD, of course, is also a pretty big factor there, but Weaver completely dominates this sort of lineup. You can see Sigma, they don't really have any late game Tidehunter. What?
What?
Is that their off-laner? Is that going to be their off-lane?
I think so.
That's really strange. They might run dual lanes, though. They could run, like, Bane, Weaver, CM supporting the Tide, maybe? I don't know. This is very unusual.
Either it works amazingly well because Sigma is going to try to run at them and they're going to get ravaged, or Tidehunter offlane is going to fail miserably, is not going to reach level 6 and is going to die all the time before he can do anything. And by the time that he has his first ravage, the game will be already close to over. It's a
second option is what I'm now used to seeing from Tidehunter. I remember when Tide was like picked up every single game, and it's not a hero that anyone touches now. The big watermelon man.
Yep.
He's not that important.
I remember the time that indeed, I mean, it was a thing to refer during the draft, during the fact that people didn't have a team fighty hero yet. So either they would pick a Tide, an Enigma, an Earthshaker, or a Sand King. One of those 4 heroes was always in the draft. It was so easy to predict because teams just needed team fights, and it's just such a shame. The times of team fights, I mean, the team fights are still there. The big team fight ultimates are kind of not there as much anymore.
Yeah, the problem with running all those heroes all suffer from relatively weak laning. Particularly Tide, Earthshaker, and Sand King they're all melee heroes, they're all teamfight heroes, and they're all terrible in lane. It's like their big thing about them, and yeah, low Tide. That about sums it up.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time in December. I guess we're only at the 12th of December. I mean, there's still some time for more people to pick him up. But apparently it wasn't really going well in November either, so we'll see if aSpera can make it work for them. For Tidehunter's sake, I hope so. I have to say I don't really have that much faith. Perhaps if they can get themselves a kill. Nope. Oh, Pycat, what did you do? Oh, he's got tangos, he's fine. So let's take a look at who's playing what. So we have got Pycat playing the Mirana. He'll be on the safe lane solo by the looks of it. It will be Mad here in the middle lane denying creeps on his Lich with Farah here to carry out the blast. Last hitting on the Pugna. And maybe Matt will just stick around for a while. It could also be that you just will rotate bottom later on. In the meantime, on the top lane has a dual lane. It is Smogulik playing the Wind Ranger with Miguel taking the last hits on his Clockwork. So that will be our 3 lanes with 2 dual lanes and a solo lane. Not entirely orthodox with the dual lane mid, but that's Sigma's lineup right here.
Yeah, and on the side of aSpera, it is going to be Sharfik. He's picking up the OD for the solo mid, despite it not really being one of his heroes. Inquisitor for the moment, he's going to be on the Bane,
First blood.
currently supporting.
Whoa, no, never mind. Jeez, that was so close. If Smogulik went for a last hit rather than for a power shot, I think it would have gotten him. But because of the vision disappearing, I guess he felt needed to. That was so close. Shakushi on cooldown, still level 1. This Weaver has a very tough time. Sorry, I will let you finish.
No, don't worry about it, it's fine. Like we said, Weaver, it's going to be Topor. He's on the top lane in the jungle for the moment, but one of the other supports on the team is going to be Crystal Maiden. And on the bottom lane, last but not least, it is going to be this off-lane Tidehunter, currently 1v1 versus the Mirana, and not really enjoying his time, although not doing badly either.
No, I guess this Tidehunter lane, he might not be able to get that many last hits, but he should be getting levels, which is, of course, the most important thing here in this match. He needs to get his level 6 and he can help his team. Which, by the way, definitely needs help because this top lane is not going well for aSpera. The combination of stand-ins is not winning it versus a stand-in and a real hero or real player. Is that fair to say? But 2 stand-ins versus 1 stand-in and Miguel is just apparently stand-ins, many stand-ins not good. So for Topor, doesn't have a single last hit to his name. That's...
Oh, that is terrible for him.
Yes.
And, I mean, they're going up against one of the most unorthodox, but actually one of the best dual lanes there is. A combination of Clockwork and Windrunner is exceedingly hard to kill.
Yeah, I agree.
But looks like Miguel's being gone on here by Inquisitor, although I think he's just going to try and harass him back. Looks like Ink is going to now go up to his top lane, and hopefully they can get some farm on their Weaver, because otherwise...
but with Sharfik alone, he might actually die. One more hit incoming! The Lich gets it, that long range right click did the job. I mean, that is Inquisitor leaving the middle lane for Sharfik to just be left alone. And he dies. That was the first blood going the way of Sigma.
Yeah, going up against 1v1 with Fata, this would be a lot easier match for him. But the Lich coming in here, giving extra XP to Fata and also helping out with a little bit more right click damage as well as the Frostblast is really powerful.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Dota 2 Lounge at the moment.
Why?
Do they allow bets to go on if there's more than a certain amount of stand-ins?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't actually use Dota 2 Lounge because one of my friends lost about 12 rares on Orange in TI3, so from that point on, I just like don't touch it because I'm so scared of losing all my items.
Yeah, I wonder. The chat can probably give us an answer in a moment. Let us know, chat. Let us know if the bets... Oh! The bets from last match were returned to the standard usage. Ah! Could you get this confirmed as Tidehunter dies on the bottom lane? The rotation of Matt coming in.
Yeah,
Joker
really,
yeah.
Yeah, but the problem for them right now is this Lich is just helping them win 2 of their lanes, and their lane on the top is an almost impossible to beat lane. The Clockwork Windrunner, just absolutely insane. Mirana, very, very good solo hero. The same goes for the Pugna, and Lich is just helping out at the moment. So this is a really, really smart move from Sigma. I really like their draft in this game, and this is something that suits them as well.
Yeah, I just want to point out that of aSpera's lineup, the one with the most last hits is the one, the only, the famous Tidehunter.
That is the best watermelon on their team.
Yes. It's kind of sad though, because I mean, of course you want to see the OD doing better if you are from aSpera. OD is only sitting on 11 last hits, but Tide 14. Highest is Pugna sitting on 19, so that means that the mid lane 19 to 11 compared to each other. But on the bright side, I guess for OD, you can't really say that. Like normally you'd think, you know what, there's 2 versus 1, so that you get a bit less experience compared to what Sharfik is getting. But because it's a Lich and he's denying experience, Sharfik is also just not getting that much more. He is just on even ground with the Lich, and he's behind Fada actually because of that kill. Fada is level 5 while OD is still level 4. Where is that guy anyways? Oh, he went for the rune. He got a haste rune.
Yeah, that's relatively strong for him, probably save him from being ganked or anything. But like you said, this has pretty much been a dual lane for Sigma. And as well as that, it's also kind of been a dual lane for aSpera. Inquisitor is here. He's sitting at level 2, completely sacrificing himself. And one thing that's really, really scary about this is if Sigma continue with their lanes going well, which it looks like is going to happen because they just have very, very dominating heroes during the laning stage, they have ridiculously good push coming out just from the Pugna. And aSpera don't have any anti-push. They have Crystal Maiden.
Well, they want to go here for this Lich, though. In comes the Crystal Maiden. The Frostbite will be there as well. Lich will be picked up, so good kill going away for aSpera. They really needed an edge. They get themselves on with the rotation of both of the supports. Lucky coming in. He's actually not doing too bad for a support. He can't really help his Weaver, I guess. Weaver is just... I think you can almost write him off. I mean... He's just not getting anything. Maybe those two
this is
supports
not
should
going to
both
be
forced
a
out
high
pushing.
GPM Weaver.
Yeah. Oh, Miguel. He actually tried to go for Inquisitor. If he cogged Inquisitor in, that would have been a kill, I think. But in the end, he'll just end up running away. 17 last hits for him, sitting second highest for his team. Topor has been caught up a bit in terms of last hits, sitting on 11, but it's still just not enough to be worthy of the safe lane with two supports.
Yeah, they're going to have to rely on their support getting their Topor a couple of kills up in this lane, or at least trying to do something about this dual lane, because, like I said before, this is pretty much the power dual lane. You pick these two heroes, they're both individually very, very good laners. When they work with each other, they're almost impossible to kill. They hit really hard as well, do a ton of harass, and Lich is coming up here now as well, although this is going to be scouted out by a ward from the side of aSpera. Nice little ward for them. I'm really not sure any of the three want to be here though, because they might just die.
Pycat might be in some trouble. You're gonna get forced to leap to the high ground. We'll be able to do that, and there he goes. Sharfik gets the rune, illusion rune. Well, that is gonna be another rotation for Sharfik. At least he got the rune out of that one. I mean, for them, they have got the tide with level 6, which is great, of course. But now comes the trouble that, okay, great, you have a Ravage, but where's the damage gonna come from, right? Because it's not gonna come from the OD by far. He's only now level 6, so even Tidehunter, the offlane Tidehunter, was the first one to reach level 6 on his team. Oh my god, it works! Tidehunter offlane, new meta, yes, or old meta make new, retro meta. Retro
you can
meta. Moonlight Shadow
bring back the old stuff, apparently.
Yep. Moonlight Shadow's looking for Inquisitor, by the way, but I don't think they can find him. They will be able to find the courier, though, but I don't think they have enough damage. No. Bets are currently returned if 3 or more stand-ins are used by the same team. So that is indeed the case. So thank you for checking that out, and that means that like no bets are lost. Because I saw a lot of people that said, you know, they switched their rares after last game. They switched it from a Sigma to aSpera because Sigma, of course, did not do so well in the previous game. But
I don't know, I'd be betting on Sigma just because it's a much more reliable team, and in the mid lane, Sharfik is just continuing to get zoned here. Actually, they're going to kill him.
Boom. Lich will take it. Actually, I thought he was not last hitting to get Father last hit, but it looked like they both just tried to get the last hit, and Mad will take it. And this will be our first tower dead as well. In the meantime, on the top lane, we might have some kill going on. Miguel might be in some trouble. There will be a Frostbite coming out in 3 seconds, but I'm not sure if it's going to be fast enough. An arrow actually flies in, hits it for Lucky. A Starstorm level 4 will come out, will be enough for Pycat to take the kill. It is 4-1 aSpera. They are losing ground, literally, because they, or not literally, I guess, but they are losing towers, so they are losing map control. And the way of getting it back is their team fight, but as said, I mean, their damage is just not there. They can ravage, they can have the perfect 5-man ravage, but they can't win the fight that comes afterwards, because at this moment, the heroes of Sigma just put out a lot more damage.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, maybe if they get a really nice ravage, they'll be able to nuke down a few people and rely on that, but like you said, they have no items, really. I mean, that's a real big deal for them, is they actually aren't getting anything. There's not even anything up on there.
Mirana looked to go for an arrow up on Sharfik. Sharfik will still die. Oh, there comes your Ravage. The Gush comes out as well as Clockwork dies. Mirana goes down. Tomash, the Tide, double kill. He goes for it. Looks for Smogulik, but Smogulik, he's waiting.
Tide
They
OP.
wanna
Tide
come
OP.
back. No.
Hero's broken. It's obviously true.
Yep. It's proven.
It's the only hero doing anything right now for the side of aSpera, and now the problem comes is, yes, they got a couple of kills from that, and that's really important for them, but there's Sigma now know that there's around, it's 150 seconds in which Tidehunter can't ravage. So Sigma, they're just going to take down a second tier 1 tower. This is going to be on the top lane. Fata's probably going to take this. Nope. Okay. Lich. What a kill stealer.
Everything. Lich is sitting on 1700 gold. I'm expecting him to, well, normally you'd expect Pugna to go for the mechanism, but I'm actually thinking that he will. Because he has all that gold, so why not? And then just give him the tower, give him the kill so that he can get that mechanism up in no time, as Miguel might be looking for a hookshot in 3 seconds. Doesn't need to, because an arrow comes out from Pycat. Double being Visitor dead, so the hookshot goes up on Lucky instead. Lucky not so lucky, Lucky dead. And the rest of aSpera trying to hide. Tomasz, as said, no Ravage for a long time, so he'll be trying to hide, maybe trying to find some farm. He is the one to go for the mechanism for his team. No surprise, because OD doesn't have the farm for it for sure. There's no other mech carrier out there, and they just need the mech, because if you have a Tidehunter, you want a team fight. And if you want a team fight, you need to have the mechanism, especially if your opponent team has it. Okay, never mind. I thought Lich was gonna go all teamy on his team and just, you know, I'll get the mechanism, guys, because I take all the kills and I take the tower damage. But no, mad. He's just plain cold hard for the Hand of Midas.
He's just the greediest player on the side of Sigma by far. Obviously, their number 5 position support player. It's always who's the greedy one, you know it. But yeah, this Mirana arrows have been setting up a lot of kills for them right now, and they're going to try for Sharfik. I think that's the first one I've seen miss.
Yeah, I mean, he has been having some brilliant arrows, and we'll be looking for Sharfik arrow or not. Actually, the Invis rune comes out. Sharfik, is he going to try to catch someone out? The Astron Prism comes out again in 3 seconds, and that might be enough if they...
This is crazy if he goes for this. This is really dangerous.
Tidehunter coming in as well. He has got his Ravage up.
Oh, well, Tide's the best, so they have Tide.
And the Ravage.
And he's the best as well.
Yes.
Hero's just the best.
Good Tide. Good guy, Tide. Oh, I think, I don't know if Sharfik just intended to show himself, but he did. Let's see if we can see some arrows that miraculously will hit. Miraculously. Nope. They just back off after Sharfik showed himself. They don't want to try for this. Wow.
Oh, well that's it guys. Sigma lose. You should have put your res on aSpera, although you're not allowed to win anything because apparently fucking Mad just shouldn't go Midas. It's really dangerous to go Midas sometimes because it is a lot of gold that you just sort of throw into later, and if the game doesn't go on later then things can be really bad. But I'm really not sure about how aSpera can ever really contest Sigma except when they have Ravage up. That's like their ace in the hole right now. We've been talking about it loads, but it really is all they have. Look at the OD, he's still sitting on a set of normal boots. Tapor, he's finally just picked up a Ring of Health as well as a Hand of Midas. This is 12 minutes into the game. This is the sort of stuff that you want within the first sort of 8 minutes maybe with these 2 items. This is very, very bad for the side of aSpera.
Yeah, maybe
but it looks like they might get
Miguel
on top.
Yep. They don't have a Fiend Script just yet. The Moonlight Shadow actually comes out and they don't have the detection, so they don't get it.
Oh dear, this is really, really bad for the side of aSpera. They didn't even have the Fiend Script there. I just assumed they would because, I mean, we're 12 minutes in. This is very bad for... He's only level 5, yeah, and during the whole time for this, they lost their tier 1 bottom. They might even lose their tier 2 for this. Lucky's the only one here. He's also the only one with any counter push, which is just a Crystal Nova, and it's not even that strong for counter push. And he might die if he uses it too. Yeah, he can't even deny that. It's just the pyrotechnics expert Pugna just blows it up.
Yeah, teleport's all coming middle. They want to go for Sharfik, who's locked in cogs. His double damage rune is not gonna save him. He'll get picked up. Well, that is gonna be again 5 heroes middle for Sigma, and it looks like they're just they're done. They just want to take down this middle tier 2. Afterwards, probably either rotating top or perhaps even rotate towards Roshan, even though they don't have a medallion, do they? But yeah,
I don't think they even need Roche. I think
Yeah.
they can just kill everything. I mean, if they look, they're already putting wards aggressively on the map. They just put one down here, and they're going for one of the last 2 tier 2s. aSpera just have no map control right now. They can't even contest. I mean, they're working with Ravage up on Tomash. He's not even bothered to try for a Ravage since the first one of the game because he'd probably just die to Sigma.
Yep.
It's really bad for the side of aSpera.
And I mean, Mirana, this Pycat keeps hitting arrows. Hit one on Bane, was able to get the kill. Starstorm, of course, being there to help out. And even though it was 2 versus 1, Topor could just stand by and watch. There was nothing he can do to stop that. Mirana was out before he could actually start threatening her, and he'll be he'll be backing off from the top lane as well, because he cannot farm here anymore, because this is the next lane where Sigma is going to go to. There's a tier 2 tower left standing. It's the last one on the map on the side of aSpera. aSpera, who has not been able to take a single tower off the back of Sigma. There is some damage done to towers. I was actually checking if there was actually damage done at all, but yes, there is. The gold graph though, 12k in favor of Sigma. Experience graph, not as big in favor because Sigma has been rotating around with 5 as Fada actually sentry ward gets placed just as he comes in, but it doesn't matter. Miguel with the hook shot, life drain there, Inquisitor dies. Miguel's still in some trouble from Lucky, but Lucky already used his spell, so Miguel will live, especially with the mechanism coming out from Fada. Bane dies once more, and he has died 4 times right now. He's got one of the 3 kills, which is great for him, but
bottom tower is under attack.
what is the master, what is the miracle that aSpera needs right now?
6 more items on Weaver. He needs like a full Lincoln Sphere, which he's building up for, a Desolator, and then probably some HP on top of that, like a BKB2. That is, for me, really all they can hope for, other than just turtling in their base and waiting for the Weaver to split push and try and farm in as many different places as they can. There's no other real option for aSpera. I mean, other than hoping Sigma just do dumb things, which is not something that they're characterized by. They're very organized team, I would say.
Yeah, they are. And I mean, however, like this team right now with the 2 stand-ins, it kind of reduces the organizedness of it slightly, but it's working out perfectly because it is organized combined with heavy activity and heavy ganking and aggression and activity on the map. I really am enjoying it a lot from their side. I just wish that aSpera could put up a better fight as Sharvik disconnected. Sharvik, he almost has his 4-staff ready, just needs about 250 gold, then he'll have it. Which player holds the career win lead on Tidehunter? Oh, that must be Hannah Montana.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know enough about that guy. I'm trying to think of. Basically trying to think back to TI2 because that's when the hero was played so much.
And before then,
just offlaners from TI2 and around then.
That.
Did he? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure from that. I don't really remember.
I'm not sure if he's the one though, because I mean he's not been around, so he hasn't played in the entire last year. So if there's
well, that's fine because nobody else has played Tidehunter in the last year. I think I've seen him about 3 times this year. It's been a really abandoned hero.
Yeah, poor Tide.
Yeah. Either way though, I would just like to say Pycat just built a Shadow Blade on Mirana, a hero who already has Moonlight Shadow, which is an invisibility ability. This is purely just them going, I know how we can make aSpera's life even harder, make them buy tons more.
Okay, apparently.
Other than Hannah Montana.
I won. Woo!
I don't know. Is it like it's going to be someone like Light of Heaven or some other offlane player?
Yeah,
I don't really know.
I just know Hannah Montana.
Yeah, but aSpera, they're trying to do what I said, which is, you know, get some items on Weaver, but he's going to be pressured by Pycat now, who has a massive item advantage over him, and massive XP advantage as well. Although, actually, no, not that big. He still managed to get level 10 up on the Weaver, which is not bad considering. Especially, well, that's given Sigma have been grouping up and killing a ton of towers. They've killed every outer tower right now. I want to know a stat on that, actually. How many teams have come back from having not killed a single tower and having lost every outer tower. I'm not sure if there will be stats on that, because it'll be 0 probably.
Yeah, I mean, I just wonder, like, if Pycat wasn't in already a team, he would be recruited off of tonight. He has been playing 4 amazing games, made a difference in each and every game. Of course, it's not just him, because it definitely was a team effort on all of the games, and he wasn't the only one that was pulling his weight. But yeah, he has been making some amazing plays here tonight, and it's just enjoyable.
Yeah,
now Mirana
absolutely.
Shadowblade is going to allow him to make even more plays.
It's going to allow him to really make aSpera hate him as well, because it means that you basically have to buy double the amount of detection, and when you're already this far behind, I mean, look how poor Ink Visitor is here. He's got boots and a stick, Crystal Maiden, boots, a stick, and a ring of health. She's practically rich by this sort of standards, but this is very difficult for the side of aSpera right now. I'm not even sure if they can hold their high ground, given Pugner can just sort of run up and nether blast it over and over again. That tower will go down.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they're all here. I doubt that Sigma is actually planning on backing off at all. They've got themselves the mechanism, of course, on the Pugner. Everybody got their mana. I mean, why back off? The only reason they could back off is Tomash. That tied with his mechanism still kind of is a threat. If everything falls into place for aSpera, if they've got everything going for them at the 5-man Ravage, the Sanity's Eclipse, and everything, maybe they have a chance. In comes the Ravage, up on 3 at least. The OD is already dead though, so no Sanity's Eclipse at all. Miguel might still be picked up, but nope, Moonlight Shadow keeps him safe, and there's no detection. In comes the dust now, but that's a dust from the Radiant team, and they find Tomash, they kill Tomash. Weaver, you're still dusted up, now time lapses away. Shackles doesn't latch, he gets put in cogs, they know he's there, the Sentry Ward gets placed as well, and they will be able to power shut him down before Miguel loses his life. Miguel? What? Crystal Maiden gets picked up by Pycat, because he just also came to the fight. And that's 4 dead and 0 dead on Sigma, and they're just gonna go for it. They're gonna call the GG 17 minutes in. aSpera lose this game up against Sigma, who will win their 4th game this season, and that is gonna be our last game of the night. Wow, you know, I'm happy that you were able to join for the last game, but they have been, like, pretty one-sided games. Oy.
A 98% overall win rate. I think that sums up what not having any push or counter push happens when you go up against a Pugner. That was extremely difficult for the side of aSpera to come back from that, and I'm really not surprised.
We still need to have
no
the answer
offense
to the
them.
trivia.
Yeah, that's true. What's the answer?
Yeah, Nahaz. Give us.
Yeah, Nahaz.
Waiting.
Everybody's disapproving now. Nahaz disband.
Yep, Nahaz disband. Hashtag Nahaz disband.
That's probably gonna kill the chat again.
Nah.
He's still not come up with one. This is
Come on,
upsetting Nahaz.
They're Trixie and Silent.
Trixie and Silent. Okay, that's
I wouldn't have guessed those.
Silent. I would maybe Trixie, but Silent? Really?
He used to
I don't
play
know.
support.
Oh, okay.
Support tied.
Yeah, I guess Tides was the support as well. So, yeah, interesting games there. The SSD Sigma game was a little bit more even, but
Imagine
aSpera
that.
just got crushed this game. That was very difficult for them. Anyway,
Yes.
thanks for having me on. It's been great.
Have any shoutouts or plugins?
I could just plug myself. You can follow me at you can follow my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/setmygibs, and my Twitter that I don't use at all and shall continue to not using until I get more followers. Then I'll probably use it at all, which is at JossWilkinson1, because somebody stole my name.
Can you not just use General Advance or G Advance? Is that not better?
Well, I was gonna, but somebody had already stolen G Advance, and I was like, I had like an old Twitter account with my actual name on it, so I was like, I'll use that one.
Fair enough. Well, of course, also make sure to follow Nahaz at Nahaz Dota, and that's his Twitter, of course. And follow me at Shiver Gaming. There we go. And we'll be back tomorrow. 1700 is going to be the first game. The games tomorrow, by the way, are going to be 5 games, as said, but 4 of them are featuring Alliance. So first it's going to be Mousesports versus NextKZ, then Alliance versus NextKZ, Alliance versus Mousesports, Alliance versus Empire, and Alliance versus OSG. So a lot of Alliance games tomorrow, as they will try to rise to the top. After that, if they win all their games, they will. And as you already see, no scores are taken in from this match that we just had, but as you can see, Alliance... they've already won 5 games. They only have to win 2 more before they're at the same level as NextKZ. Though, as just seen, as just heard, NextKZ will play 2 games as well tomorrow. So we'll see who comes out ahead at the end of the day. And, yeah, I will not be there myself, but Vickermont will be casting on my channel. So make sure to check him out at 1700. And that's actually it. You can stick around for watching some commercials, but otherwise, have a great night. And thank you for joining me, of course, G Advance. It was a pleasure once again.